Hello, and I thought in this video, just for fun, we'll take a look at some Troll 110 runs. I've created a rough set of Stormcaller Regalia gear. It's very good on the mob phase, it's utterly hopeless on a boss. I'll run through the build once we've done this run. That should hopefully melt most of those. Try and keep them in aggro. It's not the best map in the world. Let's get back here and make sure we don't lose things. Of course the build does, or it's not the build, it's the set suffers from catastrophic lag when you have a large group, and especially if it can't kill everything in one go. Let's ignore them. This isn't the fastest run that I've done, just playing around, but I expect us to it's basically standing around auto attacking while we wait for cooldowns. Well, we've got, I can't remember the name of it now. These special attacks from the boss anyway are much slower, but as we can see it's catastrophically bad on bosses, although to be fair I don't have any enchantments really running. It's been the worst commentary ever, this video. Yeah, that was a bit terribly explained. These obviously all cost a lot of glory to unlock. Helm, haste, ability rate, power, armour. The jewellery, this isn't what I would ideally be using just for playing around. This is part of push set for Fire Lily, power, haste, ability rate, life on hit. Shoulders, haste, ability rate, vitality, armour. Haste, ability rate, power, armour. Vitality, deflect rating, haste and armour. Vitality, nature damage, deflect rating and armour. Vitality, deflect rating, nature damage, armour. Vitality, ability rate, haste and armour. This is something that was just sitting around. Haste, it says frost damage because it's just a random bracer that I had. But arc lightning damage is 90% extra, so that's a nice bracer to have. Whispered Secrets belt, vitality, deflect rating, nature and armour. Vitality, ability rate, movement speed, armour. Vitality, ability rate, movement speed, armour. The rings again are part of a push set that I'm building for a Fire Lily beam. On the weapons I've gone with Deirdre's Resolve, vitality, ability rate, haste and armour, and an encrypted shield, vitality, ability rate, haste and armour. Now the thinking behind this, and Kinnu has done a lot of work already, so he's probably going to look at this and cringe at what I'm thinking. So when our target receives damage from Blizzard, 30% chance for the targets to be hit by lightning for 3000% weapon damage. Targets become lightning struck, increasing all nature damage by 100% for 5 seconds. So that's why I've thrown nature damage on all the, well, the trinkets apart from the bracer, because that I didn't craft. And arc lightning is a nature damage skill as well, I believe. The 4-piece bonus, arc lightning damage against targets that are lightning struck is increased by 1000%. So if we get a nice big group of enemies, drop Blizzard on them, we're getting a 30% chance of some of them being lightning struck, so our arc lightning damage increases. And then the 6-piece bonus, when singularity hits, deals damage to a target that's lightning struck, there's a 15% chance to spawn an event horizon. That slows the damage. The event horizon does damage 200% of singularity as nature damage. Oh, I have put an enchantment on this just because it's cheap. When receiving damage from a target, 10% chance to return damage equal to 100% of armour. And I'll go through the stats in a moment. So I've got Frostbolt up here, I just haven't bothered taking it out, to be honest. It's just an arc lightning that's needed. Yeah, that is nature damage. So arc lightning, singularity, which we need for those event horizons, blizzard, and time warp. Now I can remember its name. So that increases the amount of damage we do. It attacks. Our attack speed gets increased, the enemy attack speed is decreased as well, which is why Kara wasn't throwing out nearly as many attacks as possible, or as you'd normally see. Mage armour gives us some deflect rating, and we want to be hit from time to time to get those lightning struck chances again. Celerity just from attack speed point of view, and endurance just for some defense. On the details page, most of that power is coming from a ridiculous amount of champion levels, haste 5.5 hits per second, nature damage at 56%, so it's not a proper build. Vitality, if I was looking at creating a push set, or eventually if there was a if I had a celestial set, I would look to take the vitality mainly from there, as crit builds generally do. Total life 14,9925, that's quite a nice health pool there. Armour 14,199. I would like to add armour to the rings and jewellery and push that up a little bit higher. The reason I'm looking at going so high with the armour is, if we think of Elemental Lords Regalia, tend to run about 80% armour on that, and then Elemental Fury gives another 63% reduction in damage. So if we've got an 80% reduction initially, so we're taking say 20% overall damage and then reducing that by another 63%, I think that comes out somewhere around 93%. So I thought, well, for some survivability, rather than throw it all into vitality and be squishy still and take a load of damage but then lose it all through vitality, let's try and negate it as much as possible through the armour, and try and replicate the armour plus elemental fury aspect of ELR. Block ratings coming from the shield, life on hits from all those push jewellery, ability rate, okay. Deflect rating, so 26% chance to reflect 60% damage, and a bit of movement speed. Maybe we take one more run at 110. See that back in action, see if I can get a better run. jungle, so we're probably going to see even more lag. So round them up, vortex, blizzard, and then hope that singularity spawns all these event horizons, which has wiped out the group. Which is, and as you saw, we ended up with awful lag. And then it's a case of rinse and repeat, so I won't go for speed, we'll just explain what's going on. I'm trying to keep aggro as I run around, which I haven't quite managed, but never mind. So blizzard, in goes our singularity, hopefully onto a load of lightning struck enemies, and it wipes them out. That was lazy, I wasn't thinking. So we'll have to just play around here for a bit, try and keep aggro until I have another vortex. There we are. If it had good single target damage, this could be quite a fun build to play instead of Frostbeam, and if it didn't lag out so much. So Kara is lightning struck. It's just at this stage that the whole thing grinds to a halt in terms of clearing. And there we go. I'd say it's very slow, but it's quite good on the mob phase if you can live with the horrific FPS drop. Certainly not something that is viable for push, but could be a bit of fun just to play around with farming. So I'm going to play around some more with this. Certainly if I had better or more sockets and better gear, push that armour up a bit, and if it was on these, then I think it's in a position where it can certainly survive running around a bit better than if we just went with vitality and deflect rating. So that's my thinking behind that. It's a bit of a rambling video. If you've made it this far, thank you very much, and thank you for watching.